Hi everybody, thank you for joining our webcast. My name is Andreas and I'm offering manager at T-Systems International and responsible for the topics digitization with SAP Leonardo. Today I would like to introduce our showcase Connected Greenhouse that supports the complete supply chain with different topics. Maybe you heard about all these buzzwords like blockchain, IoT, S4 integration, C4 integration, and so on and so on. But most of the customers don't really have an idea how these buzzwords or the functionalities behind these buzzwords could really support them in their daily life. And this is what we would like to introduce with our showcase Connected Greenhouse. We have here the example of a producer of, let's say, smoothies, who needs to buy some ingredients or some things from suppliers. He's going to buy apples, he's going to buy seeds, he's going to buy fertilizer, whatever. He's going to transport these fertilizers to his production place, and he's going to produce his smoothies. Maybe he's also growing some own, let's say, secret ingredients measured by his own data mushrooms, as you can see here. And of course, he would like to sell his products, so he's going to transport his smoothies to markets, and within the market, he's of course wondering, who is my customer? Who's going to buy my products? Who's going to buy my smoothies? So there are different questions, different requirements of the producer who that we can support with these functionalities that I explained. So let's start with our cloud of things. The cloud of things is a IoT cloud that allows us to connect, let's say, IoT devices here, like this low-cost tracker within the pallet connected to the cloud of things, and measuring data regarding GPS, regarding humidity, regarding temperature, whatever, and transfer them into the cloud of things. The cloud of things also has a cloud to cloud connection immediately into the SCP, into the SAP cloud platform. And this cloud to cloud connector is, let's say, a kind of USB from cloud of things into SCP. The SCP, the SAP Cloud platform, is the central element in this complete showcase. Within the SCP, we are using different functionalities like machine learning, like blockchain, like IoT. And what we also did is that we connected our little magenta data mushrooms immediately to the SCP, and we are measuring during the growing of the secret ingredients. We are measuring humidity and soil moisture and temperature, and transfer this data into the SCP. And regarding on different KPIs, we are able to react on this data. We are able to immediately create any transactions or start any transactions within the S4 HANA system, or we can also, let's say, start watering the plants, whatever. So let's change into the SCP system, and here you can see a map where we see the location of the different IoT devices. We can scroll down into the locations of the IoT devices. This is also could also be used for tracking the IoT devices during the transport, so during the GPS data during the transport. And if we change to the data from the data mushrooms, you can see humidity, soil moisture, and temperature. These are the data we are measuring. And depending on the values of these measures and depending on the KPIs that we have defined for error or for warning, we are able to react, and we are able to create start any transaction within the SAP S/4HANA system or whatever. So the little Magenta IoT devices are able to start any transaction within the S/4HANA system itself. What we also have in this showcase is the integration of SAP ME. ME stands for Manufacturing Execution, and this is a module that allows producers during the manufacturing execution, during the manufacturing process, to optimize this depending on different variables, depending on the availability of materials, depending on the availability of machines, and so on. And SAP Manufacturing Execution is also offering very helpful dashboards and so on. If you need more information regarding SAP Manufacturing Execution, there is an additional webcast from my colleague Wolfgang Weyand, who is explaining this functionality very detailed. It's very valuable to check this to webcast from Wolfgang. Manufacturing execution in this example gets his production order based on the orders coming from SAP Retail. As you can see on the right hand side, there are new smoothies, or there's an automatic order from new smoothies coming from SAP Retail. And SAP Retail I would like to show you in a little bit more detail. On different fair trades, we also have, for the demonstration of SAP Retail and the functionalities of SAP Retail, we had a so-called smart fridge, an intelligent refrigerator, who's able to check how many smoothies were taken out of this fridge and automatically create new orders for smoothies depending on the amount of taken smoothies. Means the fridge itself is automatically ordering new smoothies and is automatically creating a new production order within the SAP Manufacturing Execution. So that means completely automatic from SAP Retail, from the fridge over SAP Retail into SAP ME. We have the complete automation of this process. And yeah, that's quite impressive. But also regarding SAP Retail, if you need additional information, don't hesitate to contact us. My colleague Kirill Savatsky would really love to support you here. I would like to show you or introduce DigiFront as well. DigiFront is a monitoring solution of these systems that is quite helpful and is able to, let's say, display any kind of data from any system on one central dashboard on whatever device. If you have it on PC, if you have it on mobile, we can even show it in a virtual reality glass. And this is also very funny. We had it here with us at any fair trades, and it was really, really funny. But let me show you DigiFront also in the system, because it is quite impressive to see how many opportunities we have with the different dashboards that we have. So here we are. Here's DigiFront for our Connected Greenhouse showcase, and you can see there are a huge amount of different dashboards, orders by material. You can see the seeds or the fertilizer that we have ordered. We can also see the material groups or different way how to display these orders. We can see the amount of smoothies that were ordered, the Grashüpfer or Kreuzbeere, Mango Maracuja smoothies that we have. We can see at what time which smoothie were sold best. Yeah, so even that is possible. Anything is possible. You can see all different data in a different kind of displays. So. And we can adapt it to your needs as well. So it's an T-Systems monitoring solution that could be adapted to your needs as well. So DigiFront, very helpful functionality. But what I would like to introduce as well is the topic blockchain. This is also one of the functionalities. As as I told you at the beginning, we are measuring the IoT data of the in the pallet, yeah, regarding the GPS data, humidity and temperature, and so on and so on. And this data, these IoT data, were not only transferred into the cloud of things, but they were also transferred into a blockchain system. Yeah, we have the GPS data transferred into a central blockchain in this case, and we can also, let's say, write any data into this blockchain, like from the sub ME, from the manufacturing execution. Means if we have any data we need to ensure for our quality insurance, yeah, we need to transfer this data also safely into one central blockchain. We can do this as well. So what we have here is change to the SCP. Here we are. To the T-Systems blockchain dashboard, we have just write it here for supply chain and for manufacturing execution. If we take a deeper look into the data of the supply chain, so here we have a chain of blocks. It's a blockchain, as the name says. So if I click on one of these blocks, and these blocks could be written every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every hour, depending on your demands. And if I click on one of these blocks, you can see the data stored in this block. In this case, we have a material. It's the apples that we have ordered. These apples were coming, in our example here, from Spain. It's about 100 kilogram of these apples coming from this batch 28. Here we have also the GPS data and the timestamp, so we know which apples from which batch were at which place at what time. Yeah, so we have all detailed data, and we could write them in this blockchain every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, whatever you need to be able to ensure your complete cool chain or quality standards or whatever. Yeah, for an auditor, this data would be very helpful, or even for the producer who needs to convince an auditor from the complete cool chain or whatever, from any quality standards from his production process. He would be able to convince a auditor with this blockchain data. For the consumer in the market, this kind of how to display data would not be very smart. Yeah, so and me as a customer, if I go to the market and I would see such data, that would be interesting, but not in this way. Yeah, but for this, we also have a solution. As we talked about before, we have another buzzword. It's the C4 HANA integration. Means C4, as you know, stands for customer relationship. The C is for customer, and it's showing this integration, as we can see here on the right hand side. The lady in the shop is going to scan her smoothie that she's going to buy, and on the smoothie we have a QR code, and as you can see here, it's a C4 HANA Commerce Cloud, and she will, if she's going to scan this QR code, she's going to be forwarded with her mobile phone on a specific landing page. And on this landing page, so let's change to this landing page. Here we are on this landing page, and she sees, okay, I have a smoothie, and in one of these ingredients of the smoothies are obviously red apples. But where do they come from, these red apples in this smoothie? She can see, oh, it's coming from a farm 2 weeks ago, and I have additional information regarding the farm. Why do I know it's coming 2 weeks ago? Well, these are the IoT data, the GPS and the timestamp data that we have written, the IoT data that we have written into a blockchain, and we are now see this data displayed in a C4 HANA Commerce Cloud application. So we have also the data regarding how many kilometers or how many miles these apples were transported to the wholesale. And also 5 days ago. So we have the miles, we have the timestamp. It's 2 weeks ago. We have additional information regarding the certificates of this wholesale. We have the let's say CO2 footprint regarding this transports 293 miles, 183 miles until it comes to the store. And if the customer clicks to the store, he can see, oh, okay, that's interesting. I would get an $10 off if I'm going to register now. So that means the customer is going to register with his name and his email address. And so the customer would have the information regarding his email address or regarding his name, and the producer would get the information of the customer. And so we have a win-win situation. The consumer, the customer, gets a $10 off, and the producer gets the information and the name of the customer. And that's a win-win situation based on the usage of IoT data, blockchain data, C4HANA integration, and so on and so on. So that brings us back to the point, how does all these buzzwords or the functionalities behind this buzzword really support a producer or the supply chain? And if we take a look at the complete process, I would say, yeah, it could really help. All these functionalities could really support producers in the complete end-to-end supply chain. So now, if you wonder, okay, do I have to buy the complete functionalities? No, you don't. Of course, we can also just talk about how IoT could support your process. We could also talk about how DigiFront could really support you in monitoring issues. We could also talk about SAP manufacturing execution. We could talk about SAP retail or C4HANA blockchain, whatever. We can talk about the complete package. We can talk about single topics of it, whatever you need. We would be happy to support you on your way to the digitization. And please don't hesitate to contact us for further information. Thank you and stay healthy. Bye.